Stike Freedom Gundam.
Hey, what's up again, everybody? Robert, 184, 2Rs, 2Bs, gundam.tk, here to wrap up my review of the perfect grade Stike Freedom Gundam. Except due to a video error, which I detail down in the description below, I can't actually show it to you. So I'm going to skip straight to the verdict rather than make you wait for who knows until I actually get a chance to reshoot everything. And instead, I'm just going to show you a cute cat. On to business, beginning with the bad points. And I'm going to warn you right off the top, there's a lot more good ones than bad ones. But the bad ones, there's only a few, but they're big. Number one, the price. This is the same price as the 00 Gundam. We're talking $250 depending on the exchange rate. Throw in 5% tax. This is pricey. When I bought the 00 and I cracked open that box compared to the Stike Freedom seemed lacking in terms of features, electronics, everything like that. So if you're looking for if price is an issue for you, that's a big strike against it. Number two, the gold issue. Now, you're going to get two plates from Bandai that are good. You're going to get some that are pretty good quality, and the rest are just what I always call puke gold. And the problem is that because Stike Freedom, the perfect grade, has so much gold exposed, I'm talking on the shoulder, on the legs, on the knees, when you bend the thighs, you can see into the waist armor, you will see that puke gold, and that's going to be an issue. So you can fix that by painting it, but unlike the master grade, where you can just buy the regular one and save yourself a little bit of money, you don't have that option. So my suggestion, of course, paint that, and you'll appreciate it after there. Next issue, the weight of the wings. The wings are amazing. There's no other way to put it, but you've already seen online that people have had them break off. The J-blogs have been filled with it, and they are heavy. If you just detach the backpack, I'd like to weigh it because they weigh a lot, and that's going to make the whole kit back heavy, and it's just going to cause the breaking issues. And number four, the smallest of them, is the angle of the wings. And Stike Freedom, the wing design is just fantastic. When in pretty much any model, high grade, master grade, even SD, when you spread the wings, they look very impressive. The perfect grade can look impressive because of the amazing mechanism. There's that word for you, Foz, again. But the problem is that the angles don't always line up. And they had to think of two different angles because you've got the wings down, then the wings, and when they're fully deployed with the gold parts exposed. Anyway, every once in a while, I'm not quite happy with the way they line up. So price, the gold issues, the weight, and the angle, if you can get past those, there's a lot of positives. So I may as well begin at the bottom, and let's just talk about this. When you bend the foot, like the fact that the blue part bends down, amazing. The legs, the fact that they've got gold exposed, the knee mechanism, the flip joints on the pistons, everything looks great. The hip mounts, the fact that they lock for the rail cannons, bonuses like the cockpit pulling out Kira Yamato, the shoulders, the way they split and then the red part pops up just to show off that little bit of bling and just make it look like it's emoting power and energy. And the manipulators with the bent hands and the multiple and the finger joints, everything is great in terms of looks and features. But my favorite, I have to give special note, is to the head. And the fact that they've got that black eye cover going over the clear part, and the fact that the light works and works brilliantly and provides just enough light up through the cameras in the front and back, and the eyes glow with power. Big winner. The head proportions, nothing could be better. Now, in terms of outside of looks, the build, how about that? Well, the wings were a bit repetitive, but because they're complex, I actually enjoyed putting them together. And I'm talking the slide mechanism inside the Blue Dragoons and lining up the 3 pins and getting everything just right with the springs. Follow the directions, but it's fun. This, for me, felt like a perfect grade build because of the mechanisms, especially in the backpack. And overall, the whole inner frame is just, it's great. What else can I say about it? The fact, I didn't show it everything, but the railguns have an inner frame. The head has an inner frame. You can build up this whole Gundam, and everything has an inner frame, which is something that we've always wanted in master grades and perfect grades, and here it is. Next up, the stand. It's included. None of this nonsense like they did with the perfect grade 00 riser. You're going to go out and spend $250, and if you didn't buy it in the first few months, you're not going to get a stand, which you need to show off the O riser. I mean, it's just silliness. And the Stike Freedom, the fact that it can go up there, legs down, full burst mode, and it's always going to be included, big plus, and no issues. It holds up the weight, and I like the fact that the kit is more towards the front. Obviously, Bandai put a lot of thought into this. Next up, how about those weapons? Well, the two adjectives that I'd say is detailed and fun. You know, the beam sabers, they just work. They look good, but it's the beam rifles and the two of them and the way they transform differently, the way they combine the clear parts, The fact that when you pull one part, the other thing slides in and the sight pops up just to give it that much more range. Fantastic details, and you may have seen Foz Gundam showed off the high-grade beam rifles, and what a difference. And the Master Grade with its seals, that's just silliness compared to the epic ones here. Next positive, the gold decals. And I wasn't too keen on them at the beginning because I thought they just looked like cheap paper, but once you put them on, the fact that they put the beveled edges and then you just run a Q-tip over there, you get the depth perception, like everything about those gold decals, it breaks up the monotony of the blue and the dark blue, and everything just looks good. And then posing. I mean, you've got this big model, it's huge, and how is it going to look? Every pose that I put it in looked good. You can have him staring down the double beam rifle, a little bit awkward to get it in just right, but it works. The beam saber poses look great. When the rail cannons are up, it looks great. When the wings are in a dynamic pose, he can be crouching, holding his beam rifle. When he's just holding the long beam rifle standing there, it looks great. But the biggest thing, and this is the main selling point for me, if I tell you to go buy this kit, here's why. When you put out the wings, this is irresponsibly large. It towers over, it just dwarves any perfect grade that you'd put beside it, and the proportions are so much better than the 1/60th Lightning that just how much bling is out there and how much size and just the scale, this comes across as epic. And if you're going to be dropping $250 on a plastic snap-together model, you want it to look epic, and this does. Finally, I only have one point of reference, and this is the Perfect Grade 00 Riser, whose incredibly long review. You can go see all my thoughts on that. It's a little bit hard for me to describe why now, but the Perfect Grade Stike Freedom was more fun to build. They've both got back weight issues and things like that, but having built this one, it encourages me, and I want to go build some more perfect grades. I also painted this one, which just adds a little bit more color to it, makes it look less toyish, but I had a better experience with this one, despite the fact that it doesn't have the condensers and GN drives and the gimmicks of the 00, I'm more pleased with this one. But at the end of the day, my final criteria is, what about, you've seen Stike Freedom in the anime, love it or hate it, I liked it, and does this convey that same sense of power? And this is one of the few models where, well, Master Grade Force Impulse does it too, but this one just blows away what I expected. When you've got it on display, wings out, so much gold bling, this thing looks like an absolute beast, and irresponsibly large. That's really the only thing I can say about it. It's fantastic. It's a great build, looks good. I think you'd be happy with it if you can get past the price, the gold issues, and the weight of the wings. So stick a metal rod in there, paint something, and hopefully they're on sale pretty cheap online. So anyway, thanks everybody. Foz Gundam, good to have you here for this, and everybody else who was involved. This, perfect grades take up a lot of time, so it's not just one person, but thanks everybody, and I apologize again for this video not being quite the way I wanted it, but, well, the cat was just too cute. So anyway, thanks everybody. Stay tuned for lots more reviews. Master Grade 00 Riser coming soon. Quite exciting. And as always, stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more videos coming up more regularly now. Gundam.tk. Thanks for watching.